garden tour with Mr. Owl. I almost can't fit the whole pea thing in here because they've gotten so big in the frame, I mean. But they've got all this white, I guess it's fungus on the leaves. It's been a really humid, very wet June. May and June, I guess, so I think that's where it came from. I actually think it's getting better since the sun has been coming out, but it's still very prevalent. I'm getting some neem oil to see if that'll help take care of it. This is the first time I've ever gardened, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to do as much research as I can. I didn't realize that peas needed quite so much space, so I don't think this is going to be sufficient for them to grow on. Maybe it will. I did cull a lot of the pea plants that were in here just to give the strongest ones more room to grow, but I might still have to pull some out. I'm not sure. I'll probably let all of these battle it out and see how that goes, and next year if it's not working, I'll do a different kind of trellis system and give them more room. My chives are doing a lot better. I think my problem, like this whole thing should have been full of chives, but I think my issue was I didn't give the soil enough drainage and I kind of drowned some of the seeds over watering. But hey, you live and you learn. These ones are doing well since I let everything dry out, and hopefully they'll propagate further. I trimmed up all of this. I think I've shown you this since I put it together. In case I didn't, there's a pepper plant here, yellow bell pepper. This is cilantro growing in 3 different spots. There's that one, and that one in the back. And then this is some kind of slicing tomato. I think a bigger tomato, determinate variety is all I really cared about. And then this is an indeterminate tomato that Cody picked, a yellow pear tomato, which I'm a little scared of because I'm not set up to trellis this, but we'll figure it out when it gets bigger, I suppose, if it survives. This is all kind of an experiment. So I did a lot of pruning of this stuff yesterday. I probably should have filmed it, but I harvested a lot of the cilantro, cutting off flowers. It was already flowering. I think we got it at kind of a late stage. It's probably not going to taste very good. It was kind of already going to flower once we picked it up from Home Depot. This one is not doing very well. They were all in one pot together, and I don't think that one got enough of the root ball when we broke them up. Probably should have just planted them all together, but oh well. You live and you learn. I'm not finding very much research on what's causing the leaves to get yellow at the tips. I'm wondering if I might have fertilized too much. I'm trying to let this container dry out because the soil is taking forever to dry. I don't know, I might have screwed it up, but we'll see, won't we? This plant is already flowering. I was picking off some of the flowers up until this point, but then I realized that because it's a determinate variety, it might not have that many more flowers, so I'm just going to let that one flower. This one's indeterminate, so it sounds like, from my research, I can pick off all of the flowers until it's bigger, to let it focus on... Is that a flower? No, it's not. To let it focus on getting big, and then let it flower out, because it'll make as many as it wants to. I don't know. My green onions and my garlic, this is actually all garlic, are kind of wonky. I think, so I was looking at the soil, and there's no way this camera is going to pick it up, but there's teeny tiny bugs in the soil. They're not on the actual leaves or anything. Like, you can't see them unless you're looking at the soil directly and you like shake it up a little bit, like you tap on the container, and then they go crazy, and they're just, it's swarming with them. They almost look like little black beetles, or they're not flying insects, so they're not fungus gnats. I've been trying to look this up. I can't find anything about it, and none of my other pots have this. Well, I mean, this one does, because it's also, that one's a green onion, garlic. I know I planted them too close together, but whatever. This is all kind of experimental. There's a lot of research this way and that about how close you should plant things to get them to be prolific. So this container also has that same problem. Let me see if I can get it to show up. No, now they're coming out, not coming out. Maybe I fixed it, I don't know. But I don't know what they are. They're like tiny beetles. I don't think they're thrips because they don't actually go on the leaves, but I don't actually know. And then for the most embarrassing part of the garden, it's over here. It starts with a beautiful flower. That's a Japanese money plant, so they said when they gave it to me, which is actually doing really well. I know this guy's in direct sun right now, but he doesn't stay that way for very long. And I think he's gonna die. And then that's my other aloe plant, which is just also not doing great, but I think that one's gonna live. We shall see. I don't even know what to do about those anymore. There you go. There's the garden tour. It's June 26th today. 24th, 26th, Friday. Yeah, I'll probably do another garden tour when anything exciting happens.